You are tuned into the Multiverse Theory podcast. This is our podcast where we talk nothing but geek culture, guys. Whether it's movies, TV, trailers, it doesn't matter what it is, anything geek culture, we're in here. Now, on this episode, this is going to be a short episode, guys. It's going to be short and sweet. I am your host, Carmine, and I'm joined by the man, the architect, Monday Night Raw. No, Mr. Preston Brown.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Let's get into this episode.
Yeah, this is gonna be brief because we for the last week some big news has dropped, guys, about certain Marvel Netflix shows. If you guys didn't know, last week Iron Fist was officially canceled, and now yesterday, Netflix has canceled Luke Cage season 3, basically canceling the show. I'm gonna go ahead and give my thoughts first. Basically, guys, what I want to say is I'm not surprised at all. I'm actually, to be honest with you, I kind of expected it, cause you guys gotta understand this. Okay, the easy part is Iron Fist. Iron Fist season 1 was god awful. It was just bad. And it's duly noted. The actor that plays Iron Fist, he's even said it. He didn't get time to actually train for the role. Once he got casted, they started shooting like a couple weeks later. He didn't get time to train for the role, prepare, anything like that. So that's why you can tell they rushed Iron Fist. They really rushed Iron Fist. And season 1 is a perfect example of them rushing Iron Fist because it was really bad. But season two to me was awesome. I love season 2. You can go ahead and check out our season 2 review of Iron Fist. That's on this channel. I loved it, and it was great, and the ending was awesome. But I'm pretty sure they just couldn't recover from season 1. You could say, damn, season 2 was good. Damn, the show got canceled already. Like, that's so soon. Like, how come this and that? Now, we'll get back to that. Now, Luke Cage. I love Luke Cage. I love the guy, Mike Coulter, that plays Luke Cage. Season 1 up until episode 7 was great. After that, was a dud. And that's just how it is. I'm a black man. Preston is a black man. And there's no favoritism here. I understand that everybody's in outrage, but y'all gotta understand. And season 2 of Luke Cage, by the way, me personally wasn't really that great. I was more, I was more engaged with Misty Knight's side story than I was anything involving Luke Cage. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys. And this is what you guys have to understand. Luke Cage and Iron Fist are C to D list characters in the comics. And those characters, to me, aren't good enough to carry their own series. And to carry their own series for multiple seasons. Like, when I mean multiple, I mean like Arrow 7 seasons, Flash 5 seasons. Like those are characters, and those are characters that have arcs, plenty of arcs in the comics, that can carry 22 episode continuous seasons. Luke Cage and Iron Fist are not that. Daredevil is that character. That's why Daredevil is so successful. It's that character. Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Everybody knows in the comics, Luke Cage and Iron Fist are at their best when they are together. And it showed in the Netflix world. Whenever Danny Rand and Luke Cage were together, they were at their absolute best. Those actors were at their absolute best because the chemistry between them was just great. So what I have to say before I let Preston have it is I think everybody keeps saying, oh, this is a move to get Disney, that Disney's going to take the shows, but I don't think so because these shows, unless Disney's going to dumb them down, the Netflix Marvel shows are not going to be on the streaming service because they're too adult. The content is too adult. It's too brutal. Like, unless they're going to dumb it down to, like, PG-13, like, which I think is a bad idea. So this is my theory. We're either going to get a Daughters of the Dragon series with Misty Knight and Colleen Wing, and you'll see Luke Cage in there from time to time. You'll see Danny Rand from time to time. Or we're going to get what most comic fans have wanted ever since these two shows came out, a Heroes for Hire series with Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Or we could get both. But I feel like these characters are at their best together. And I think that is the move that Netflix is making to ensure these characters' success. And that's the only move I think they can make, to be honest with you. But anyway, Preston, what did you think about everything? And yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not really that surprised that these shows got canceled. Like you said, Luke Cage season 2 wasn't that good. Iron Fist season 1 was pretty bad. And it would make sense to put these two shows together if they're going that way. Not only because it gives the fans what they want as far as having Heroes for Hire, but also you can consolidate costs for production for making two different shows like that. And on top of that, like these two characters, kind of just to piggyback off what you said, they're not like characters that you can make multiple seasons off of. There's only so many like stories you can get out of both of these guys. There's so many times that Luke Cage can be in Harlem and fighting some other black person that's trying to take over the neighborhood. Or there's only so many ways you could do Iron Fist. Because I think was Dalvin. I think that's probably the best storyline you're gonna come up with. Davos, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the best storyline you're gonna get out of Iron Fist, to be honest. And if you like look back at all the characters that he has, he really don't have any like interesting villains. Like with Daredevil, his villains are interesting. Some of them cross over with Spider-Man, but he as a character, there's multiple ways you can use this character to create a storyline, and I don't think you can get that from Iron Fist or Luke Cage. And I love Luke Cage too, but at the same time, Mike Colton, he started to seem more of one dimension when you start to merge like the second season, and that goes for Iron Fist as well. So I'm with you. If they do, hopefully they do combine the shows. If not, then oh well. I'm sure they're gonna come out with something better. But I'm hoping they start Marvel Knights, man. I hope that's the next phase right now.
That's what everybody. A lot of people want that. A lot of people want Marvel Knights, bro. A lot of people want Marvel Knights. A lot of people want that Moon Knight series. For real. Like, and I get it though. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, yo, bro. If we get news that these series are getting replaced by like a Blade, I'll be hype.
Yep, that's gonna be nice.
I'll be hella hype, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I totally agree. Like we've been saying that. Like me and you have been saying this. Like damn it, they need to put Danny Rand and Luke Cage together.
Mm-hmm.
Like just put them together because that's where they're at their best. We saw it in the Defenders. The best episode of Luke Cage season 2 to me is the one with Iron Fist in there.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And that's not until episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like Luke Cage, like as much as everybody and listen, I'm a DC guy. I'm not doing this, but on CW you have Black Lightning. Black Lightning is 13 episodes. We're on season 2 now. Black Lightning has more stories in the comics and is more interesting than Luke fucking Cage. That's just the truth. Like I'm not like being a hater or anything. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
There's only so much, and the direction that Luke Cage and the messages of Luke Cage. There's only so much you can do.
There is.
Like there's only so much you can do. At some point, you just like I wouldn't be surprised. They just have ran out of ideas.
Yeah. Like
completely ran out of ideas. So
I would say too, because like the first season of Luke Cage, if it wasn't for like Black Panther,
Cottonmouth.
Well, that but even before watching the show, if it wasn't for Black Panther and people making the Trayvon Martin and him wearing a hoodie comparison, I think that helped the first season out a lot. And like you said, a Cottonmouth is probably the best villain they're gonna get for that show like ever. So,
bro, once he died, the show died.
The show pretty much died, and it's hard for him to get a compelling villain. Daredevil always finds a way to get a compelling villain, which is what makes the show.
Bro.
Wilson Fisk, The Hand, anyone.
Vincent D'Onofrio is amazing.
Mm-hmm. But
what other Daredevil just has more story. Daredevil just has more stories, more intriguing stories you can tell in a season arc.
More layers and everything.
So yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, what else can
and
you
let's
really
be
say?
And let's be honest. I'm gonna be brutally honest with y'all. As a viewer, I love Luke Cage as a show, but there's slow burns and there's old people slow burns. And Daredevil was mad successful because not only of the story arc, not only because of the actor, but the action. The action is fantastic in Daredevil. Yeah. Iron Fist season 2, the action was awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Luke Cage is boring. Oh, listen, I'm just gonna say it. I love y'all. I love the viewers. I love y'all. I love y'all. But Luke Cage is boring.
Yeah, it definitely is. And like I said, I'm a huge Marvel fan, and I will say the thing that both of those two shows suffer is that the main character is not the strongest character in the show. Let me say this
so everybody say, "Oh, you say it's boring because you're a Marvel hit." Cloak and Dagger is more interesting than Luke Cage.
Yeah, definitely is.
Runaways don't have a shitload of action, but that story is so intriguing. The characters are awesome. Like, it gets you so. Luke Cage is boring. When I say boring, I don't mean, oh, it doesn't have enough action. No, it's boring. Boring.
There's only so many times you can do a fight scene where Luke Cage gets shot with a gun 50 times until they finally realize the bullets don't work, and then he beats them all up. Like, we see that over and over.
I've seen that at least 60 times.
We see that over and over. And I don't know, the seasons don't make me really care about Luke Cage like that. Like, there's nothing about him that's really compelling other than him being black. Like, other than that, there's really nothing else there. And that goes for Iron Fist too. Like, not that he's being black, but outside of me expecting some karate, I don't know what other reason I want to watch the show for outside of the characters in the second season, the secondary characters.
And as much as I say I love Iron Fist, but Iron Fist, just like season 1, I was more interested in Colleen Wing than I was Danny Rand.
Yeah, Mary
Colleen Wing's story was more interesting. Typhoid Mary was so much. That's why Iron Fist season 2 was so good. Davos, Typhoid Mary, Colleen, Misty Knight coming in. Not necessarily Danny Rand. I'm not saying he was bad. Not at all. He was way better than he was in season 1. But those characters that I just named, I was more interested. I was actually even more interested in Ward's side story than I was Danny Rand. And that's just the truth, guys. Like, but that was, to me personally, that was a successful season. But if you look at it as a company, if you're Netflix and your lead character is not what's getting people to watch the show, I mean, why am I watching it?
And I agree.
Like, why am I? Yeah, go ahead.
And I don't know for a fact. I'm just going by the eye test. It looked like the second season cost a whole lot more money to make than the first one, and they can't do this twice. That's way too much money. You're paying all these actors, you're doing the special effects and everything like that. You can't do that another time to save this series. Because if you're going to have to go back and do season 1 again, then it's not going to make it. So, might as well cut your losses while you're at the top.
Yeah, so here's to hoping, because I still like these characters. I like Luke Cage and Iron Fist when they're together because their chemistry is great and it's going to get me into the show. I love to death. I love Misty Knight and Colleen Wing. Listen, I want Daughters of the Dragon more than I want Heroes for Hire, to be honest with you. But
me too.
But I'm hoping we get both. If not, if we get at least one, or they can do Netflix could do a combined thing. They do 13 episodes. You can do a combined thing with Daughters of the Dragon and Heroes for Hire in one series, and they both have arcs. Heroes for Hire could have a 6-episode arc. Daughters of the Dragon could have a 7-episode arc. Get creative with it. Do something like that. If you want one or the other or both, like, I'm more interested in that. But anyway, Preston, any final thoughts?
Yeah, that was just pretty much it, man. I'm not surprised by any of this, but I'm not even upset, to be honest with you. If it means they're gonna try something new, then I'd rather see something new. We saw both shows kind of peak, the best that they can get out of it. So I don't know what else they can do with the show, and I know some stuff about the comics. I'm not a huge fan of the characters, but I don't know where else they can go that it make these characters interesting anymore.
Exactly.
So
anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Multiverse Theory podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe. Go check out our Arrow review. It's up on the channel, and we're soon up. Our reviews of Flash and Black Lightning will be up soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm Carmine. That is Preston Brown. Peace.
Peace.